Hello class, I'm Happy Narang, your subject teacher of Fundamentals of Soil Science. Today I am going to cover the topic that is soil water classification and its constants. So let's start. Classification of soil water. As we know, water may occur in the soil pores in various proportions. Some of the points related to the water held in pores are as follows. Gravitational water. The volume of water that saturated with water soil sample drains out due to gravity is called gravitational water. This water is not available for plant use as it drains off rapidly from the root zone. Capillary water. The water content retained in the soil after the gravitational water has drained off from the soil is known as capillary water. This water is held in the soil by surface tension. Plants' roots gradually absorb this water and thus it is the principal source of water for the plant growth. Hygroscopic water. The water that an oven dry sample of soil absorbs when exposed the moist air is termed as hygroscopic water. It is held as a very thin film over the surface of the soil particles and is under tremendous negative gauge pressure. This water is not available for plants. So now comes soil water constant. For a particular soil, certain soil water proportions are defined which dictate whether the water is available or not for the plant growth. These are called soil water constants. Saturation capacity. This is the total water content of the soil when the pores of the soils are completely filled with water. It is also termed as maximum water holding capacity of the soils. At saturation capacity, soil moisture tension is almost equal to zero. Filled capacity. This is the water retained by initially saturated soil against the force of gravity. Hence, as gravitational water gets drained off from the soil, it is said to reach the filled capacity of the soil. At filled capacity, the macropores of the soils are drained off, but water is retained in the micropores. Normally, the soil moisture tension lies between 1/10 for clay soils to 1/3 for sandy soils atmospheres. Permanent wilting point, in short, we mostly called PWP. Plant roots are able to extract water from a soil matrix which is saturated up to a filled capacity. However, as water extraction proceeds, the moisture content diminishes and the negative pressure, that is gauge pressure, increases. At one point, plant cannot extract any further water and thus wilts. Two stages of wilting point are recognized and they are termed as temporary wilting point and ultimate wilting point. So first we'll talk about the temporary wilting point. It denotes the soil water content at which the plants wilt at daytime but recover during nighttime or when water is added to the soil. Ultimate wilting point. At such a soil water content, the plants wilt and fails to regain life even after the addition of water to the soil. It must be noted that the above water contents are expressed as percentage of water held in the soil pores compared to a fully saturated soil. Classification of soil water. Gravitational water, capillary water, hygroscopic water. As shown in the figure, you can observe it by this figure. The available water for plants is defined as the difference in moisture content of the soil between filled capacity and permanent wilting point. All the soil constants are expressed as a percentage by weight of the moisture available at that point compared to the weight of the dried soil sand sample. Soil water constant expressed in depth unit The soil water constants were mentioned as being expressed as weight percentages of the moisture content, that is, the amount of water held by the water at a certain state with respect to the dried soil sample. The same may also be expressed as volume of water stored in the root zone of a field per unit area. We can assume the following: root zone depth is equal to d and the unit is in meter. A specific weight of soil is equal to gamma s in bracket kg per meter cube. A specific weight of water is equal to gamma w, and in bracket you have to write kg per meter cube. Area plot considered is 1 am into 1 am. We can see 1 meter into by 1 meter. Hence the weight of soil per unit area would be gamma s into 1xd, and the unit is in kilogram. The weight of water held by the soil per unit area would be equal to gamma w into 1xd, where d is equivalent depth of water that is actually distributed within the soil pores. Hence the following constants may be expressed as: filled capacity is equal to weight of the water held by the soil per unit area, weight of the soil per unit area, gamma w into 1 into d by gamma s into 1 into d. Thus depth of water held by soil at filled capacity, gamma s by gamma w into d into fc, that is the filled capacity. Similarly, depth of water dwp held by the soil at permanent wilting point, in short we call pwp, is equal to gamma s by gamma w into d into pwp, that is permanent wilting point. Hence depth of water, that is DAW, available to water is equal to gamma s by gamma w into d into fc minus pwp, that is filled capacity minus permanent wilting point. Plants cannot extract the full available water with the same efficiency. About 75% of the amount is rather easily extracted, and it is called the readily available water. Now we'll discuss about the water absorption by plants. Water is absorbed mostly through the roots of the plant. Plants normally have a higher concentration of roots close to the soil surface, and density decreases with the depth. In a normal soil with good aeration, a greater portion of the roots of most plants remain within 0.4 meter to 0.60 meter of surface soil layers, and most of the water needs of plants are met from this zone. As the available water from this zone decreases, plants extract more water from lower depths. When the water content of the upper soil layers reach wilting point, all the water needs of plants are met from lower layers. Since there exist few roots in lower layers, the water extract from lower layers may not be adequate to prevent wilting, although sufficient water may be available there. When the top layers of the root zone are kept moist by frequent application of water through irrigation, plants extract most of the water, about 40%, from the upper quarter of their root zone. In the lower quarter of the root zone, the water extracted by the plant meets about 30% of its water needs. Further below, the third quarter of the root zone extracts about 20%, and the lowermost quarter of root zone extracts the remaining about 10% of the plant's water. It may be noted that the water extracted from the soil by the roots of a plant moves upwards and essentially is lost to the atmosphere as water vapors, mainly through the leaves. This process, called transpiration, results in losing almost 95% of water sucked up. Only about 5% of water pumped up by the root system is used by the plant for metabolic purpose and increasing the plant body weight. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.